So in this video, I'll be talking about the process of me actually buying this M3. I mentioned in the last video that I didn't get to test drive it or see it in person before I made the purchase, mainly because the dealership was quite far away. It was all the way in another state, and it was probably close to about 12 hours to drive there. But also, I would have had to driven my M4 all the way there to do the trade-in and bring the M3 back all the way home. So that would have been about a full day of driving. My schedule just didn't allow me to do that. So here's what I ended up doing. As mentioned in the previous video, I was casually looking for an M3 with pretty specific configuration, like the Yas Marina Blue with secure orange interior. Had to be a DCT model. I was also looking for a 2018 model so that I would have the newest F80 and the LCI headlights. And I wanted to just make sure the car was as stock as possible. I know that a lot of these cars, if you buy in a used market, were probably modified at some point. And everything else at that point was a plus, like the competition package. When I found the one that I wanted, I reached out to the dealership right away to inquire about the vehicle. I was asking them a lot of questions. Of course, you know, they had the descriptions on their website, but I wanted to ask them more specific questions about the vehicle. I've also asked them for a lot of pictures and videos of the actual car. And they were actually really helpful, communicating well. They provide a lot of pictures, like the outside of the car, the interior of the car. I purposely asked them to send me pictures of any cosmetic damages that they saw so I can feel out how honest they were being. They did actually send me a couple of, things here and there, which was nice, but of course, it doesn't mean that the dealership wouldn't lie to me, right? Luckily, this car already had a PPF installed, so there weren't a lot of damages to the paint cosmetically. So one thing I was also looking at was the M3 badge on the seats. These do light up, and they're usually cracked in a lot of used vehicles for some reason. So I just wanted to make sure that these were in good condition as well. Once I decided to, go with this car, I contacted a nearby BMW dealership to set up a comprehensive pre-purchase inspection. So I asked the dealership to drop off the vehicle to the BMW dealership so that they can do the pre-purchase inspection. So the inspection came back fine, with very minor issues like TPMS and alignment. They didn't really find any signs of modifications except for tune. I kind of figured the previous owner would have had a tune on this. The mechanic at the BMW dealership also sent me a video clip of their inspection as well, which was really helpful. And after the inspection, I was good to continue with the process of the purchase. This is where I had to work with the dealership and the shipping company to coordinate a pickup of my M4 for the trade-in and to also ship the M3 out here from the dealership. Overall, the process was not terrible. A bit of waiting. I think it took about a week or so on the shipping alone, so it took probably about a week and a half from when I found the car to when I had the car in front of me. I live in the state of Maryland, and the vehicle registration requires safety inspection, and this is usually not a problem. I remember when I purchased the M4, also not a problem. I did purchase it from another state. It is an annoying process, but it's usually not bad. You just take it to a shop that is certified, and they're able to do this for you in a couple of hours, and you just pay the money and it's done. However, with this M3, when I had to do the inspection, I was busy with my work schedule, so I had to find a place that was open on a Saturday for me to drop off and to complete the inspection. So I did some research and I found one that was nearby here that was open on Saturday. So I made an appointment and I was able to drop off the car, but this is where I started facing some issues with the inspection process. First, the service was not great, and they kept telling me to wait to pick up the vehicle. Originally, they told me it was going to take 2 hours, but I think it was like 3-4 hours later, they told me that, they needed an additional couple of hours. So after waiting about 2 more hours, they gave me a call to tell me that there was a problem with the inspection, and it was with the existing tint on the vehicle, and that we need to remove it for them to pass the inspection. So I didn't want to wait any longer. I mean, it was already late in the afternoon. So I just told them to go ahead and get that removed. Of course, they're going to charge me for it. So when they told me the car was ready for pickup, I went back to the shop, looked at the car, and I noticed the heavy drip marks along the interior of the doors. And it was from the chemical they used to remove the tint. And it was on all 4 doors, all along the door panel. And of course, I complained to the shop. They attempted to clean it, and they were just telling me, don't worry about it. It'll come off. They'll just wipe it off. So they came out, they tried doing that with some other cleaning solution, and it didn't work. So after some back and forth, I decided to take it to another shop. It was just not worth for me to have this shop touch my car any longer. And so I took it to another shop that did tint and detailing. I wanted them to install the tint back on the car anyways, and this shop was able to make it a lot better, and they were able to fix it by buffing out the areas, did a lot of cleaning. I mean, it took some time, but I think the work was done pretty well. At the time, of course, it felt like so much had happened trying to purchase this car, but looking back, it wasn't so bad. Things could always be worse, and I'm grateful that it wasn't any worse than what it was. So yeah, that was my experience buying the M3. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.